you know that they have to deal with a lot of different environmental factors influencing those waters.
Very rough waters in those areas.
So rugged, they have a very rugged catamaran. And that means one thing, reliability. Let's kick this episode off. Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're going to be covering some of the boats from our International Boat Builder article found in our September issue. If you enjoy the content that you see, make sure to give us a thumbs up, or you can give us a thumbs up now, and then if you don't enjoy it later, you could take it away. I like that better. Let's do that one. Also, you get what I'm telling them to do, right?
Take it away later?
Yeah. So for example, give us a thumbs up now. And then if at the end of the episode, you can thumbs up it if you don't like it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. They'll forget. They'll just close out the window.
Well, exactly. So we get a thumbs up. So let's do it.
The other thing I want to point out is finally we're not wearing the same color shirt.
We're not matching. Yeah.
Why, you disappointed?
No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. All right. Let's kick this episode off.
Yeah. So right to get with it, we did the September issue, a bunch of international boat builders that we wanted to highlight. And just like with the American, there is a lot of boat builders out there. There's too many to possibly cover. So we're going to cover 5 in this episode, and then we'll do a second episode to cover 5 more.
Right.
But don't think that these are the only 10 that we covered all together, because you need to pick up over 30 different builders, right? 30. International builders.
Yep.
So make sure to pick up the September issue. Make sure to read through it. There's a lot of information there, especially if you're out boat shopping, and especially with the upcoming boat show season. So first one we're going to start with in this episode is going to be Hargrave Custom Yachts.
That's right. Now, I like Hargrave. I mean, we got to see Hargrave.
We were on Romeo Foxtrot,
yes,
which is a tri-deck.
Right. And it is impeccable.
Yes.
It is an impeccable, across the board, impressive. What I love is about Hargrave is that they're a family-owned business.
Correct. They are a family-owned business. They started back in 1957 with Jack Hargrave and are currently run now by Mike Hargrave.
Right.
We have seen a lot of his different boats over the years.
Yeah.
You know, all over Fort Lauderdale as well. But the one thing that's really interesting with Hargrave is their return rate for their customers.
Right. They have the highest repurchasing, is that what it's called?
Yeah, reorder rate
within their segment.
Correct.
Right? That's incredibly impressive, especially for them being a family-owned business, sometimes competing against, larger corporations that all they do is build yachts and build boats. And so the fact that they have incredible customer service, that their vessels are fully customizable, and that they have competitive pricing for that segment of the market, I think is what contributes to all of that.
It speaks a lot about them. I mean, I've known Mike now for a little while. Absolutely unbelievable gentleman. Handles his customers excellently. Really takes a lot of pride in his work and the craftsmanship that goes into building those yachts. And it's just an excellent product. It speaks very well. Their reorder rate obviously is a sign of that, because most people like to kind of, once they have one thing, they want to move on and maybe try something else.
Right.
But not with Hargrave.
Right.
I mean, for instance, for the one that was pictured here, that was their customer's 3rd Hargrave yacht.
Right.
In the issue. So
right.
That's amazing.
It speaks highly of the company, of the vessel itself.
And their most popular size is from 100 to 130 feet.
That's right.
So serious yachts, serious builder, unbelievable boats.
Yes, definitely check them out. I'm going to put links to all the companies in the description. Next, let's cover Maritimo.
Maritimo.
Yes.
Well, Maritimo is a relatively newer brand. It was founded in 2003 by Bill Barry Cotter, and he actually started Riviera. And when he sold Riviera, shortly after he started Maritimo. And Maritimo is known for making robust, sporty vessels that are built with focus on active lifestyle and getting back to shore safely no matter what the conditions are.
Yeah.
Right? Very interesting. I've been on a number of Maritimos. We have some clients that own Maritimos, and they are a phenomenal yacht. I love the brand. I like the look of the yachts. I think they're very sporty looking. Everybody that I know that owns a Maritimo is extremely happy, and they've left other brands to go get a Maritimo, and that speaks volumes of it.
One thing that I know about Maritimo is that they have a very successful racing program.
Yes.
And this is partly what helps continue to put their name out into the market, because it's essentially free marketing, the fact that you're so good at that.
Yeah, so they have the racing cat that is a little bit of Bill Barry Cotter's passion, right? He likes the racing. Again, Maritimo, if you're looking for an Australian-built ship, it's got some sportiness to it and is very elegant and unbelievable craftsmanship, this is a great brand to go look at.
And then Two Oceans.
So Two Oceans, very interesting. We see them through HMY as the exclusive importer here in the United States. And Two Oceans has been around for a while. They're out of Cape Town, South Africa. They build the catamarans.
Yep.
They also build the Eclipse at their facility, which is another boat that's going to debut here at Flibs this year, the 505. But they build anything from 27 feet to 150 feet. That's a big range.
That's a huge range.
Yep.
It gives you a lot of options as far as upgrading.
And that's one of the things that Two Oceans takes a lot of pride in, is being able to customize their yachts.
Right.
It's a mass-produced hull, but being able to customize it outside of that with the deck layout and so forth, your cabin layout, all of that's customizable for them. So they take a lot of pride in that.
And they've been around since 1989. So they have plenty of experience building great vessels across a large range of sizes. So no matter what you're looking for, if you're looking for a power catamaran, this is really a good option to consider. The fact that they're rugged, that they have efficient range, speaks to, again, them being from Cape Town.
That's a calling card for something that's built in South Africa.
Exactly, because the two oceans that they're referring to are the Atlantic and the Indian that are on either side of Cape Town. You know that they have to deal with a lot of different environmental factors influencing those waters.
Very rough waters in those areas.
So rugged, they have a very rugged catamaran. And that means one thing, reliability. And that's what you want. Great company.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited to see their latest edition of the Eclipse at the Flibs Boat Show.
Yes.
So at Fort Lauderdale. Number 4, let's talk about another Australian boat builder. One that a lot of people know about, build unbelievable yachts and a wide variety too, which is going to be Riviera. Riviera was originally started in 1980 in Sydney, Australia, and has since moved to Queensland.
So the Gold Coast.
To the Gold Coast. Yep. They've got a wide range. They do sport utilities. They do just about everything under the sun. And they pride themselves on almost kind of the same thing that we were just talking about. A nice, rugged, durable boat. Because one of the things in Australia is you don't know. It's just like almost here in Florida. Once you get offshore, you don't know what you're going to encounter.
Right.
So it's better to be prepared and have a vessel that can be capable of doing these things than not.
And that's kind of Australian culture, like in general, too, because that's how they are just generally. Like Australian people are very capable, reliable people.
Yep, very rugged.
Yes, very rugged. They're self-reliant. And I think a lot of these vessels are quite literally developed to be that as well.
Yeah. The other thing that's always very impressed, or has always impressed me with Riviera, is their apprenticeship program. So they have an apprenticeship program to where they bring along young individuals into their factory and bring them up through a program so they can then develop a very unique DNA across all of their craftsmen. And I love that because it helps, number one, somebody to develop a career from a very young age in a trade, which I feel is very important.
Right.
A lot of people don't always want to do what you and I do or what somebody else does. Maybe they want to work with their hands, and maybe they're really good that way. And this is a great way to promote that. The other side to this is that those people become long-term loyal employees.
To dig in on that point a little bit, becoming a long-term loyal employee means that you actually care about the product that's being produced. And that's what helps lead to this consistency
of high quality
that Riviera is putting out regularly and that they're recognized for. And really, it does stem a lot from that apprenticeship program.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been on a couple of Rivieras with me now. I think we were on the 585 last year. And you could tell the moment that you step on board that the fit and finish with the boat is very
high end.
Exactly right. It is very high end. They make an incredible boat. And I think a lot of that comes from that apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
And we talked about it at that point in time, too, when we were on the boat. So
we did.
Very interesting. And I love a good apprentice program. So
I think it's so underappreciated going into a trade or learning through an apprenticeship. And the fact that they have made that such a part of their company is very admirable. I think it's incredible.
That's right. I did an apprenticeship many years ago with the golf program when I became a member of the PGA of America. And I can tell you that it taught me more than I could ever learn by going to school.
Right.
I learned from industry professionals practicing in the industry, and this is the exact same thing.
Right.
And it just develops a much better product.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, right?
Sunseeker.
Sunseeker.
So Sunseeker started in 1969 out of the UK. So this is, I think, the first UK brand that we're covering, if I'm not mistaken.
This is, well, in the history of Southern boating, no.
Well, no. I mean, like in this episode.
Yes.
In this episode.
I was going to say. Wait a minute.
Their first boat was a runabout boat. I think that's incredible when you think about it and you look at the vessels that they
go
create
to
today.
now.
I'm
Right.
like, wow, they grew in every aspect. Like the company has just performed so well since their inception.
I mean, they make boats of 100 feet plus now, so and they are phenomenal boats. One of the styling cues that they take on is that sleek, fashionable design. It looks like it's moving when it's sitting still.
Right.
And you walk up to the dock and you're like getting that sense of movement already.
That's kind of because it's the company, as it evolved in the 80s, started focusing on some sportiness.
Right.
And that has evolved them into the company that you see today, to the point where they were featured in James
Bond's
film,
movies.
Right.
Yep. So 3 of their boats have been featured in James Bond movies, and that's when the brand really started to take off, right? Because who doesn't want what James Bond has?
Exactly.
And I don't blame anybody that thinks that way. Right. But again, very classical design, very sleek design, very fashionable, great quality boat. You know, they have a great team too. I think you've met some of them with them.
Yep. And they're incredible people. Yes.
Absolutely. So it's very interesting to see their brand, see how it's built, and then just the wide variety of what they have to offer is excellent. That's our 5 for this episode.
Right. And to save time, we're splitting it so that when I say save time, I mean save your time today so you don't have to sit through another, 15, 20 minutes of talking.
So we'll see you next week, and we'll go over 5 more boats. All right, so let's get started.
Yes.
First one right off the bat
Yes.
that I want to talk about is one of our favorites.
Yes.
We know it's a particular person's favorite.
Yes.
That would be Palm Beach. Palm Beach.
Whoa. That's next episode.
Doing this one first. No, I threw you off.
Yeah,
It is next episode.
I had that as episode 28.
Okay. So
All right, rewind.
Camera trick coming right up. I started with the wrong highlights.
Yeah, I thought that was...
It is. I'm just so eager to start with the Palm Beach. What do you want from me?
I get it. I like Palm Beach too, but
all right.
let's do...
All right. I'm ready.
All right.
You ready?
Let's do it. Let's look at the camera.